Happy Friday morning. If you're catching the replay, please hashtag replay to let me know you're there. And it is a few minutes before 7, so we're going to allow people to join. And because I don't normally go live on Fridays, and I've just been feeling the love lately. Been going live a lot. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. How are y'all? I've been feeling the love lately, just saying. I've been going, this is my 4th day to go live at 7 o'clock in the morning. What the heck's wrong with me? I don't know. I just been feeling the love. Y'all been feeling the love? Oh, shoot. This is crazy. My watch has been acting crazy. Okay, there we go. Y'all know I'm all about me a velvet shirt. Is that a 70s? Look, I have a butterfly collar and everything. I'm like from the 70s. Isn't that the 70s? These velvet shirts. I don't know. I'm obsessed with them. And I got a gift card from one of my followers, and she told me I could spend it on myself. And I was like, I didn't even know what to do. I was like, what do I spend on myself? And so I was like, I'll buy some shirts to go with my overalls for, until it gets, because it's kind of cool outside, but then during the day it gets hot. So I've been buying velvet shirts. I'm so crazy. But aren't these collars hilarious? But I just felt, I don't know. I got a green one. Let's see. I got a green one. I got a blue one. I got a pink one. I got another color, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know. I'm just into velvet shirts. I'm getting them off Amazon. It's not like I'm going to the store shopping. Just shopping on Amazon, having a ball. So thank you for my gift card. You know who you are. Thank you, my friend from Kenya. Okay. Oh, it's not quite 7 o'clock. People keep sending me messages telling me how bad these are for me. I know. But you know how, like, I tell you that no one can convict you. So, like, you can send me messages all day long and tell me that this is a train wreck. And I already know that. But see, I haven't hit rock bottom with my Coke Zeros yet. I haven't switched over to something that's a little more nutritious for me, like water or something like that. But I've not been convicted yet that I should stop drinking these. I know. Hopefully one day I will. But right now, I do not have the willpower nor the desire to quit drinking them. I'm being honest. And when y'all message me, I'm thinking, they're so right. They're so right. I do not need to be drinking these. But I just can't. I'm not there yet. I have not hit my rock bottom. I'm just being honest. Okay, listen. I have decided to start putting things I recommend. Like, and it's not that I'm getting paid for these recommendations. I'm just being Judy, but I'm going to tell you what I recommend you buy at the store today. Okay. If you go to Walmart, what was that? My peacocks are in my garage. I hear them. It's so funny. The peacocks, when I open my garage in the morning, the peacocks come inside to see me. Isn't that funny? Anyway. Okay, this is what you're having, listen, see, I still sit on mine too. It doesn't cure me. If you don't know what we're talking about, I don't know, a month or so ago, a follower sent me an alpaca pad, which is what I just showed you. And alpaca wool is something about healing. And I thought she was crazy when she sent it to me. I was like, she wants me to sit on an alpaca pad. But when I sat on it, I don't know if it's the softness or the cushion, but it's support. I've been having sciatic nerve pain, and it has been helping. I sit on them in the car. I sit them in the bed. I have 4, just to let you know. So I recommended that. But the next awesome thing, I found this, okay? And y'all need to listen to me. This is an awesome product. Okay, so I have severely dry hands because I wash my hands nonstop. Like, in my hands during the winter, they chap, they hurt, they crack. Yeah. This Myers hand soap is a game changer. Now, first of all, it smells wonderful. But it is leaving my skin. It has essential oils in it. And I think it's, let's see, I forgot how much I paid for it. I bought it from Walmart. It has plant ingredients, essential oil, aloe vera extract, olive oil. Let's see. I'm telling you, this, if you wash your hands all the time, like me, if you're like a phobe and got chicken poop on your hands and are constantly washing your hands, this is a game changer. My hands are like, just in the past week using this, and it has all different kinds of scents, but makes my hands so soft. And not only does it come like this, but it also has a refillable, like you can buy it in a refillable, so you don't have to buy new bottles every time. But it says hardworking homekeeper, Miss Myers Clean Day. I think this is rain scent. It does say to make sure, I can't see good, to make sure the hands are clean, wash them. You know how normally they say 20 seconds? Well, this one says 30. But I'm going to tell you, it leaves your hands smelling so good and so soft. That is your Aunt Judy recommendation for the week, is this hand soap. Okay. So as I try new products and new things, I will tell you whether it's, I'm just going to tell you the good things. I'm not if it's a bust, I'm not writing out the company if it's a bust, because I don't like to do that. But all the really good ones, I'm going to tell you my recommendation. Okay. I have something up my sleeve. Imagine that. Imagine Judy. Okay, so I've been thinking really hard. And I've been like, and basically I've been thinking because, I've not made a dime since, well, I've made a little off social media, but I haven't made like tour money, field trip, anything since October. So needless to say, like how my fear is to be homeless. Well, I've got myself homeless and I'm losing all my animals. Like I've been I've been in a little bit of a panic mode because things have changed. Because I've had to stop my life to take my dad's radiation. And I am starting to get busy again. Like people are booking tours, field trips are booking, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad, because I've been wondering how Sneed's Farmhouse is going to make ends meet, because I am a businesswoman, right? So I worry about stuff like that. And for the most part, my goal is to break even, right? That's my goal. So with that being said, it's like I didn't realize that people were starting to book. This is my first tour. Now, I did a little tour last weekend for a 2-year-old, but today I have 11 people coming. And I don't even know how to act. I'm like, do I even know how to read my book? Do I know how to do a tour? I don't even know if I know how to do it because it's been so long since I've done it. But people are starting to book. But I have to tell y'all this. Yesterday I went to the girly girl doctor. Okay. Well, as my social media grows, okay, people start noticing me in public. Okay. And it is weird. It is straight up like, Valentine's Day, Shane and I went out to eat. I don't have my curling iron on. Shane and I went out to eat, and I got recognized. Are you Aunt Judy? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh my gosh, I follow you. Blah, blah, blah. It's just weird. It's strange to me. But this week it has happened every single time I have gone out of my house. And so yesterday I went to the girly girl doctor, right? Okay. So when someone books a tour, I go to my Google Calendar. I'm just going to show you. So see, this is what it looks like. So the blue is like things I have to do, or tours or field trips, or, whatever. Rabbits are getting fixed. My son has a show, or my tours. So I had my doctor's appointment in here, right? And her name is unusual. Okay. And then all of a sudden, I noticed it wasn't the same first name, but it was the same last name as the doctor that booked tour for Sunday. And I was like, surely not. Surely not. Like, surely this girly doctor is not coming to my farm to tour. Right? Like, surely not. So I don't know this doctor. I've had this appointment for like 6 months. It took me 6 months to get in to see this doctor. Okay. So I walk into the door. Let's see if my curling iron's hot. I walked in the door, and they took me back there and everything. And I met with the nurse, and she's like, are you having any problems? I'm like, well, my husband says I'm a train wreck. He says I'm grouchy and I'm tired. I'm 53, but I'm not having hot flashes. And I'm like, do you think I could possibly be in menopause or anything like that? So then the doctor comes in, and I was talking to her, is there a test that you can do to see if you're in menopause possibly? Because I'm fixing to be 53. And she was like, most women hit menopause at 51. I'm like, well, I'm not having hot flashes. She said, well, you could be in the beginning stages, but they're coming. They're coming. So just get ready for it. And I was wondering, because I had a hysterectomy at 29. So I was like, well, maybe I'm going to bypass the whole going in menopause because I had a hysterectomy. She goes, no, girl, you're still going to have a hot flashes and stuff. So they're coming, right? So she said, I'm going to do blood work on you to see where you are in menopause. And I'm like, okay. So she said, if you are in the beginning stages of menopause, I'm going to put you on estrogen. She said, do you have blood clots or any kind of blood disorder in your family? I'm like, yes. My mother had blood clots nonstop and was on blood thinner. So then that prompted her. I had blood work to see if I had the same disease as my mother. I've never been tested, but I've never had a blood clot. So I don't feel like I have it. But she tested my mother's factor 5 blood through clots. She had a blood disorder, which, was causing her to have strokes and stuff like that. But again, me and my brothers have never been tested. And yes, it is hereditary, but I just have never been tested. So she tested me, but we were sitting there. And before she, like did the little procedure that we hate as women, I was sitting there talking to her and I said, I'm fatigued. And I said, I know, I said, let me explain. I said, when I sit, I said, I am wide open all the time. So maybe I'm fatigued because I'm wide open all the time. I said, but when I sit down for a minute, I am so tired, like I can barely keep my eyes open. I said, I have a farm. And I said, she went, oh, and I went, oh God, this is her. And she's like, can I ask you something? And I was like, yes. And she was like, are you Sneed's farmhouse? And I'm like, oh, the doctor that's about to see my junk is coming to my farm. Oh my God. I'm like, this is so embarrassing. I'm like, of all people that notice me, it has to be my coochie doctor. Like, really? I'm like, oh my gosh. And I said, I can't handle this. Like, now you're gonna see my junk and then come to my farm and see my animal. Like, this is weird. Like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And she was laughing, and I was laughing, and I was like, oh my God. Sometimes I hate being recognized. Okay. Like, it's one thing to be recognized at a restaurant, but you dang girly doctor. But at least it was a woman. Okay. It would have been 10 times worse if it was a man. But this is a woman. But I just felt like, oh my gosh, she's done felt my tatas and been all up in my junk and then gonna come to my farm. Like, and I have to sit there and see her and her kids and her and read my children's book to her. Like, how weird is that gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Like, of all people, like, really? Like, oh my God, please. I don't mind being recognized, but when it comes to medical stuff, like, I got recognized by the pharmacist one day, and I'm like, she knows all medicine. She gonna tell all my business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know. It makes me just, a little nervous when I got recognized in the ENT one time and at the pharmacy and now by my girly doctor. I felt like, of all places to be recognized, it's in stirrups. Like, I'm in stirrups. Like, really? God. Anyway, so she's coming to my farm this weekend. I hope it rains. Anyway, I shouldn't say that. I was just kidding. Like, it'll be fine. Like, but I do have like severe anxiety about someone that, has been there, seen things that only Shane has seen, and then she's up in my farm. It's just weird to me. But then, okay, I got recognized at the restaurant, then I got recognized at the girly doctor. Then my dad, can't drive anymore. So Shane bought his truck from him for work. So I had to call my dad's insurance to cancel the truck and then ask them what happens, because he's lost his driver's license, like what happens with his car and insurance. So she said that I would have to be put on the policy since I would be driving his car, like to the doctor or whatever. So I called Alpha yesterday to do all that. So I'm on the phone. And I'm talking to the Alpha agent, and then she said, they always say the same thing. Can I ask you a question? And I'm like, here it comes. So she said, can I ask you a question? And I said, yes. And she was like, are you the social media queen? And I'm like, well, I don't know if you call me a queen, but yes, I'm Sneed's Farmhouse. She was like, oh my gosh, I watch you. I love you. And I'm like, this is so weird. And she doesn't even live by me. And I'm like, it's just weird. But the weirdest thing to me is like when people want to take a picture with me. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you freaking kidding me? You want to take a picture? Are you like really? I don't know. It just seems it's taken me a minute to understand all this. For Mother's Day, me and Shane's mother and Shane's family and my kids were in Trustful. Trustful is hour, I don't know, hour and 20 minutes away from us. And we went to this restaurant because Shane's mother lives over there. And we went to this restaurant for Mother's Day. And my kids were with me. Okay. We're standing in the restaurant waiting for a table. And this lady came up and she was like, are you Aunt Judy? I said, yes. And my kids are over there going, they're like watching. And she was like, can we take a picture with you? And my kids were like, you have got to be kidding. And I was like, it's crazy, isn't it? And my kids were like, Mother, this is straight up embarrassing. And I'm like, I can't help it. I'm like, people want to take a picture with me. And my kids are just like, this is nuts. But it's just like, it's weird to be away from home and people recognize you. It's just weird. You know, I mean, can you imagine like if I took a trip, my little Kenya friends on here, and can you imagine if I took a trip to Kenya and somebody said, are you Aunt Judy? Would that not be funny? Anyway, my little friend from Kenya's on here. But it's just, it just makes me like I always get recognized in Tractor Supply, like always, and it's just because I guess it has to do with farm. So farm people follow me, so they recognize me. But it's just weird. It's just weird. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm all over the map. So, I was talking in the beginning about not having tours and being stressed out about how to pay for my farm and all that stuff. So, sugar. Kayla and I were trying to brainstorm about ideas for like maybe fundraisers or stuff for my farm that people would, can like they would get something in return. They don't just give to my farm, but they have a takeaway. And so I don't know. Y'all, I really think that, how you think you're good at something, but you're really not. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I think I'm a photographer. Okay. I know that I'm not, and I know nothing about photography, but like, I always go, oh my gosh, this is the best picture. And my kids are like, are you serious, Mother? Look in the background. Like, you're not that great, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like, I love taking pictures of my animals. I just love it. And so I was like, what can I do like with that? And so I was told Kayla that I have this desire to do photography with my animals. Okay. I do not have a camera. I am not a photographer. Okay. But I want to pretend like I am. And so I was thinking about selling greeting cards, because greeting cards to me is a way to dance, because it's something simple. It's a way. I know when y'all send me greeting cards, it makes me smile. Like when I get the sweetest, cutest, funniest greeting card in the mail, it makes my day that someone took the time out to send me, like, to go to the store or even I've had a couple of people literally hand make me a greeting card, like drew the picture with watercolors, like they made, as a matter of fact, I put it in a frame because it was so pretty. But like that means a lot to me. And I was like, well, Kayla, maybe since I'm such a great photographer, maybe we could make greeting cards with my animals and the pictures that I take. And maybe, my followers are not going to tell me that my pictures are a train wreck. Like, they're going to they're going to tell me I did a good job on this picture because they're my friends, right? They're not going to go, Judy, you need to give up the camera. Like, you are not that good at taking pictures. You guys are going to go, that is the best picture, because y'all do that to me when I post pictures of my animals on social media. You're like, oh, that's a greeting card right there. Oh, you need to frame that. So y'all got me having a big head. And now I think I'm a dang photographer because y'all are blowing my head up because y'all make me think that I am good at taking pictures. So this is your fault. Okay. It's nobody's fault but your own. Okay. So anyway, this is what I did. I started researching like greeting cards. Okay, well, let's just say that I print the picture. I'm just going by Walgreens because if I go print a picture at Walgreens, what? I guess sometimes they have coupons, for printing pictures. But if I print like in large quantity, I'm gonna guess they're 30 cents a piece. I don't know. But let's say like this picture right here. Okay. It's been in my drawer, so it's wrinkled. But see, like this is Roland. Actually, this is Piccolo. This is Piccolo that died. But anyway, I think I paid like 30 cents to print them. Okay, so then I did that research. So then I went, because you're gonna have, like, if you print on a printer, and it's not a colored picture like that, it's on a greeting card. Well, we'd have to charge about $25 a card. So your greeting card would be about $25 for me to ship a greeting card to y'all. And I'm like, oh, that ain't gonna work. Nobody's gonna pay $20 for a greeting card. Like, you don't love your friends that much where you'd go into a store and go, oh, this card is $20. Let me buy it. It says the perfect thing. So I was like, that's not gonna work. So then I thought, well, it would be cheaper if I went to Walgreens and printed a picture. And then I found these on Amazon. Hang on. Let me see. I don't know if of course my phone's going to be slow. Okay, I don't know if you can see them. Of course not. Okay, I found these cards, these classic white cards that are plain on Amazon, and it's an insert so you can put, a real picture on the greeting card. And I was like, let's see if this daggum card would cost me $20. So I forgot what they cost. Hang on. It ain't cheap. Hang on. Where's the price? Daggum it. Okay. It's a 5x6 card. I paid $30. And there's 100 in there. So that would cost me 30 cents. And then the picture, let's say, cost 30 cents. So then the card cost 60 cents. But then I got to mail them. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, that would be more reasonable if I did greeting card, but it didn't seem very personable. And I was like, well, I'm going to order them and try and see if they look redneck. And I mean, I would much rather print them like on a printer and actually have a card. But again, it costs so much dang money that I'm like, there's no way I could like be profitable, and nobody wants to pay $20 for a greeting card, and usually, when you buy a greeting card like I'm talking about, you don't buy one, you buy a pack of 10 or whatever, so you can send 10 greeting cards to 10 friends to cheer them up or whatever. So I'm thinking, and I saw someone say calendar. Okay, let me just tell you. I probably should talk to Brooke and Jason, but then they might think I'm copying them. But I did a calendar one year, and I wished I knew where one was, but it was a desk calendar. It was about this big. Do you know what my cost was for the calendar? $15. So then I had to sell them for $20, or no, I had to sell them for, I think, $27. Nobody's going to buy a desk calendar for $27. And I did it off Vistaprint. You cannot imagine how much it costs to print a calendar. Been there, done that. It didn't work. Unless I'm just a straight up DA and don't know what to do. But it's just, I'm trying to think of things because I'm trying to think about how to, pay for my farm, but give back. And on the flip side, you know how we learn to dance, right? And again, I was thinking in my head, well, if I did a greeting card, that would be a perfect way for all of us to dance, because it doesn't cost that much for a greeting card, is what I was thinking. And I missed a hair. So I'm trying to make my wheels spin, because we have a lot coming up. I've got the peacock enclosure coming up. I am fixing 3 of my bunnies. I have got to build Queso's enclosure. We are doing the education center, and we're building a hay barn. We got to have a lot of expenses going out. Okay. And just so you understand that I don't make that much money, okay, to do all these things. But there are things like that Shane and I are trying to invest in out of our own pocket, because I'm just going to tell you, Shane loves me, and he is like, he doesn't sit here and say, Judy, you're going to have to make the money to put this education center together. He doesn't say that to me. He goes and works his butt off for us to pay for it. And sometimes in my head, I'm like, I'm a nonprofit, but I hate asking for money. It doesn't feel right to me. And I did put today for a fundraiser for my education center, and I put kind of approximately how much it's going to cost. But I want to tell you, I put it in the post for the donations. But I want to know, I want you to know what it's for. Okay. Part of my tours is to go to my garage. It seems crazy that I would bring strangers into my garage that opens the door to my house. It does. But my bunnies can't live in my farm. They're wool. Queso is too small to live at my farm. He lives in my house right now, and because he has to have heat. And also, many a times, I do like the Exceptional Foundation, which they're a school and an education center for people with disabilities. And those disabilities can be minor or they could be severe. They could be Down syndrome, but then it could be someone that's not verbal and is in a wheelchair that wears diapers that's an adult. And what happens right now is when those people come, they ask me, they go, do you have a place that we can change his diaper? And I don't. So this is what I've had to do. I have to take them into my garage and shut the door. And I don't want to physically be in there with them and embarrass them, because they're getting their diaper changed. It's just uncomfortable. And also, I've told you guys this before, but not once, not twice, but 3 times we have found people in our house that do not belong in our house because we operate out of our garage and people go in my house. Yes, they go in my house. And I have found children running and playing with my dogs in my house. I have got to get out of my garage. I have got to get out of my garage. And so that's why Shane and I have made it's like this. It's like this. I either close my farm to the public, because not only have I found people in my house, people have stolen from me stupid stuff like drinks and t-shirts. I mean, who wants to steal Mountain Dews out of my darn refrigerator? But they do. There's crazy people in this world. And so it's like either shut my farm completely and do not do field trips and tours anymore. That's an option. Or figure out how to rectify the problem. And to rectify the problem is getting people away from my house. And so right now, I have a big refrigerator that has drinks in them. Those are in my garage. My gift shop, my little bitty gift shop is in my garage. The bunnies are in my garage. Queso baby chicks are in my garage. And it's not safe for me. It's not safe for Larry. Larry can't hear. And if people are in my garage and Larry's inside, he doesn't hear them come in the door. It's just not safe. So I am having to lock my door when I go do tours. And used to, when I did tours, part of doing a tour is to go to my creek. Okay. I used to go down there with people to the creek, because what if someone fell in or someone got hurt or someone fell off the bridge or something like that? So I would go down there with them. Well, guess what I was doing? I was leaving because I'm not a criminal. So I don't think like a criminal. So I'm down there with people, touring the creek, and people are upstairs robbing me. Yeah, not good. So this education center is going to provide safety for me, Shane, and Larry, and get us out of the garage where it's safe, because it's not good. So the fundraiser that I'm doing is to help with that, because I have mixed emotions about my farm. Like, I love doing tours. I love seeing smiles on people's faces. I love seeing kids interact with the animals. Like, I love that, but I don't love people trenching my yard. I don't love people just showing up in my driveway. I don't enjoy people going in my house. Like, it robs me of my joy. So I'm trying to balance all this out and go, what do I need? Well, that's why sometimes people, oh shoot, I just unplugged my curling iron. Sometimes, people want to give to me or give to my farm. And I've learned, like, a lot of people on YouTube, they like to give. YouTube is very giving. Facebook, not so much. YouTube is loyal to the people they watch because they know, like me, I'm out here busting my butt trying to make a difference in this world. So they want to give to me, but sometimes they don't know how to give to me. And I haven't, I, I have not said per se, I mean, sometimes I do, but I just don't want that to be the focus. I don't want people to think they have to give to my farm to be friends with me, or they have to give to my farm to be involved in the people that chit chat on my. That is the last thing that I want. So I try not to, because I know, why is this? What am I doing? I can't do two things at one time. Um, I don't want that. And I worry about the people that live on a limited income, that it takes everything they have just to make ends meet. And I don't want them to sit on the couch and feel like I have no money. I wished I could help with the education center, but I'm broke and I don't have any money to give her. And that's mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. That is not what's happening on my page. And so I always try to express to y'all how social media works for creators. I try to make you understand because I care about the people that can't, that want to give but can't. So that's why I always explain to you, because it's hard for people of an older generation to understand social media and how it works, because it seems crazy that some guru would get on social media and make videos and make money for a living. Like, that doesn't make sense. It's hard for me to understand it, and I'm 52. So people that are older than, like, my dad's generation, they don't even know how to order groceries online because that's a foreign language to them, how to even do that. And thank goodness, my dad has us that can help him set his bills up online, because people don't do checks anymore, really. So, like, you have to have the younger generation kind of hold you by the hand to go, okay, how do I do a like on Facebook? Will you set me up a Facebook account, or will you set me, how do you do YouTube, and stuff like that. So, like, it's important to me for everyone to be involved when it comes to my education center. I know every single one of y'all want to give. You do, because you love me and you love my farm and you love my animals and you love what I do because you tell me. And the ways that you can give to my farm, if you can't, if you want to give to my farm, but you live on a limited income, I want to explain to you how you help my farm. You help my farm by watching my videos. You help my farm. The way I get paid for videos on YouTube, I don't understand Facebook. I don't really know how I get paid on Facebook, to be honest. I can't tell you that. I don't know. I never see commercials on my page, but apparently there are, but I don't see them. So it's very confusing to me. And it's hard for me to explain because every month on Facebook, 1 minute it might be you get paid for pictures. The next minute it might be videos. The next minute it's like it changes every month. So I can't explain Facebook. But YouTube, I can explain. And basically, you know how you can skip through commercials Okay. When you skip through commercials, I don't get paid. When you hate life and have to sit there and watch a commercial, you're helping you're helping me provide a safe place for people, adults, to change their diaper. Okay? You're helping feed my animals when you watch the commercials. It's awful. I know I watch YouTube too. I don't always want to watch the commercials either. But if there's someone that you really like on YouTube and you want to support them, but you can't, send a check or donate $25 or whatever to the education center, you're donating to the education center when you actually watch the commercials. Makes no sense, doesn't it? It's like a foreign language to a lot of people. So I never want someone to feel like if they can't, be the fundraiser that I'm doing, if you can't actually, I'm trying to find my brush. If you can't actually, donate $25, just know if you go on a Saturday and have a Judy watch all my videos, in the morning or something like that, just know that you just gave, I don't know, $25 to the animals to feed them. So I don't want you to sit on the couch and feel like you're not involved, because you are. Understand me? The more views I have and the more people that watch my commercials and stuff, the more you're supporting my farm and animals, and you are participating in helping me build this education center for those that need it that come to my farm. Because what happens right now is they say, is your farm wheelchair accessible? And it is. I mean, a wheelchair can get out in my farm. Okay. They can. But one thing is the craziest thing. First of all, I preach on discrimination. Do you know how, like, when they say, do you have a safe place to change in a diaper? I feel like I'm discriminating when I say I don't have a restroom that's wheelchair accessible. I feel like I'm discriminating. I hate it. I hate every second of it, that I do not have a restroom because the porta potty that I have is not wheelchair accessible. I have called every single company close to me. Nobody has a porta potty that is wheelchair accessible. So I do not have that. I hate that. I hate it. I feel as though I'm a hypocrite. I feel like I need to be accessible to everyone. When they say my mother is on a walker and can't walk, is there any way she can see your farm? Well, now I can say yes. Because now I can hop that little chickie mama up in that John Deere, and I can take her to see the animals now. But before, I had to say, no, she's not going to be able to see my big animals because she's on a walker and we're on a hill, and I'm scared she's going to fall out there with the big animals. Like, I've had to say that. But now I can say, we have a creek, and I can drive your mom to the creek, and y'all can walk to the creek on the trail, and I can take her in the side by side. Because now she can be involved in the whole entire tour, where before I felt as though I was discriminating against people with disabilities because, when I built my farm, I didn't know I was doing all this. I didn't know I was doing tours. I didn't know because it wasn't like I said, oh, I think I'll put up a fence and I think I'll have a petting zoo. None of that happened that way. Okay. It all happened in God's timing. It was not Judy's timing. So I did not plan accordingly. I did not go, okay, before I start these tours, I should make sure that I'm wheelchair accessible, because I'm going to have schools and I'm going to have, group homes. That was never in my mind. So I did not plan accordingly. So now that people are wanting to come to my farm that have disabilities, I'm trying to make it right for them. You get me? And a lot of times, like, the group home that's been coming they're coming back this next Wednesday. But this is what they have to do, because majority of well, first of all, there's two of them that are blind. Okay. So, and then there's some with Down syndrome. There's some that are in wheelchairs. There's some that are in walkers. Most of them can't stand a long time. So do you know what they do? They sit in my garage. They sit in my garage and they help me because they volunteer, because they volunteer at my farm to get grants, because in order for them to apply for grants, they have to have volunteer hours. So each one of the kids, and I say kids, they're not kids, they're adults, but the adults have learned how to take care of my brooder and my rabbits to get funding. So that's why they come every Wednesday, is because I'm a nonprofit and I can provide them volunteer hours that help them to get grants to run the facility, because they're a nonprofit, right? So that's why they're literally sitting in my garage, and you've got to keep in mind they come year round. So when it's freezing cold outside, these people are like miserable trying to clean out my brooders and my rabbit cages because they're freezing. And so when the education center is up and running, when group homes come to my farm, they don't have to freeze their butt off to help me. They can go into the education center and they can clean out the rabbit cages like they normally do and not be freezing cold. And there's a place for them to sit down when they need to sit down. And there's going to be a place for them that are in wheelchairs. They can just roll right in and not be in the freezing cold. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I don't want to discriminate. And I feel like I am when I'm not providing for them, especially like when you have a field trip that comes and there's 5 kids that are disabled, and you tell them that they can't come because you don't have a place for them to come, or they can't, you know what I mean? Can you imagine like how I feel when a school calls and they're like, okay, we have this, class, special needs class, and will they be able to come? There's 3 that are in wheelchairs, and there's, and they can't be in the heat nonstop. Is there a place for them to go when they get overheated? Because I remember there was just one lady that she was in menopause actually, but she was disabled, and she would just pour sweat. And here we are out in the farm during the summer. She couldn't handle it. So you know what she had to do? Go sit in the car. Now, how crappy is that? And this is what I had to do, because I wasn't going to let her sit it out, right? So what I did was I was taking the bunnies to the car and letting her hold the bunnies in the car in the air conditioning. But if I had an education center, she wouldn't have to feel separated and sit in the car while everybody was out in the farm. She could have been in the education center with the animals, the small animals. You see what I'm saying? So it's important for me. To build this education center. It's important for me to get the peacocks up, because, dealing with my peacock getting ran over by a car, that was a train wreck. And so I got to get that up. And I do have funds for that. It's been hunting season, and we have to plan accordingly around Shane's schedule. And we're hoping to start doing that this spring or this summer. But there's just a lot that needs to be done. And Queso's little enclosure, he'll be partial in the education center. When Queso wants to go inside, he'll have this little tortoise door that he can go into the house and be warm, or if he wants to go sit in the sunshine, he can do that. So he's going to have this great little place to live. And he's just been too small for me to really do anything. He's just, he's been in my front yard, but Queso's getting big. Queso will be 4 years old. So, he'll be excited to have his own little place with his own little house and, so forth. Let me see what else I was going to talk. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. So, my farm vet that comes to my farm, the farm vet didn't fix Boyfriend. That's another vet. I have several vets. I have Queso has a vet. Then I have a vet that's local for emergencies and like surgeries. And then I have a farm vet that comes out and sees the animals. Okay. Anyway, last week, I messaged him about fixing my bunnies. Well, first of all, I called my vet here local to fix the bunnies, and it was $250. And I was like, yeah, it's going to cost me a fortune to fix because I'm getting all 3 bunnies fixed. And the reason I'm getting them fixed is because bunnies are bad about getting cancer. And this is something I've learned. And I don't want baby bunnies anymore. I'm done. And so I was wanting to fix the boy because when they're moved to the education center, they're going to be free range and they're not going to be sitting in a cage. They're going to free range. And so I couldn't have a boy and 2 girls running around because then we will be multiplying like crazy, right? So I was going to get just the boy fix until I started doing my research and found out the girls need to be fixed too, because when you fix a female, it prevents them from the possibilities of having cancer. So I was like, oh, shoot, now I got to fix all 3 and they're $250 a piece. And I'm literally going so backwards, it's not even funny. That's what I was thinking in my mind. And so I reached out to my farm vet when Brooke from Cog Hill Farm said that $250 was ridiculous. I was like, oh, is it? And I was thinking, well, maybe it's more in North Alabama than it is in South Alabama because she's more south than me. And she's like, no, Judy, it's not. So that prompted me to check with my other vet to see how much it cost. And it was $125 for the female and $75 for the male. And I was like, okay, I can handle that. So not this, the 25th, I think that's it. Next Friday, all 3 of my bunnies are going to get fixed. And when they move to the education center, they'll all be able to be together and they'll be able to free range, and they're going to have this wonderful enclosure. I say enclosure. Kayla and I plan on really doing our homework to figure out exactly what would give them the time of their life and their living. And so right now, when they free range, they go outside in the area, and then Kayla and I will be out there working in the farm, and we're like, oh God, hawk! And we go run into the bunnies because we're scared to death that a hawk is going to take off our bunnies. That's what I'm dealing with right now. And literally, Kayla was doing a sprint trying to get to the bunnies because I was in the farm doing this because there were 3 hawks out there wanting to have a chicken dinner. And she was like, I'm going to get the bunnies, you do the chickens. And we were like in panic mode. So like, that's what I deal with right now. And I'm like, I would literally die if Fluffy May got taken off by a hawk. So I did invest in this netting that's going to go over it. I got it yesterday until we get moved into the education center. That way, Fluffy and um, the two females can go hop together and I don't have to worry about a hawk taking them off. But my boy, I've got to worry about that anyway. So the education center is going to provide a lot. But anyway, now I done forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the vet. So next Friday, all three bunnies are going in to have surgery. I'm so excited. And so then my vet goes, he know I'm all about education. Okay. Like I will go spend money on an animal just for it. You know, when Delta Dawn died and I went and spent all that money to have a necropsy to find out why she died. And then with Penny Lane, I had 3 sets of X-rays done over several months because I wanted to know why she was dying. I couldn't just accept that she was dying. I needed to know why. And I did that for my education because I rescue ducks a lot. And I needed to know what I was getting myself into when I rescue a jumbo pekin. And I've learned from paying for 3 X-rays, I've learned what happens with jumbo pekin ducks. So that way, when I rescue them, I know how to properly take care of them, and I can set the expectation for the people that bring the duck to me that are attached to go, okay, the longevity of this duck is for about 4 years. She's not going to live over 4 years. So make sure you understand that. So I invest in my education. So my vet knows that. I've spent a lot of money with my vet. Okay. I probably spend as much money on that as I do feed. So he goes, "You want to ride with me?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Do you want to ride with me one day?" I'm like, "Are you kidding?" And he was like, "No. Do you want to go ride with me and go around the farms and take care of animals?" I'm like, and he did it for my education because he does a lot of like cattle, and like he did a prolapse where this cow was prolapsed, and he teaches the farmers how to fix that. Dr. Harney is notorious for educating his clients to so they don't have to call him and spend money. Yeah, what vet does that? So he will educate me going, "This is what you need to look for. This is what you need to do." You know, he is not gonna take advantage of you financially. He is going every time he comes to my farm, he teaches me something new. That's kind of man he is. But we have actually become friends because we've been through so much together with my animals. And so not this Monday, but next Monday, I get to ride and learn and go to these farms that he is going to. And I'm so excited, and I don't know if he's gonna let me film. I probably can't film when we get out of the truck, but I probably can film when we're sitting in the truck to talk about what just happened. Like, okay, let's break this down. What happened? Okay, this animal was called because this animal was having this trouble. And when I went out there, the first thing I did was examine it. And the thing that triggered me to know what was wrong with this animal is because this was happening. So he's teaching me so that I can take better care of my animals. And my farm is all about education. So that way I can educate. And when I learn, I teach Kayla. Like I have taught Kayla a lot about chickens. Um, I'm like, this is what I need you to look for when you're out here cleaning. Be looking for snotty noses, someone that can't walk, someone that's separating themselves. And then I'm able to tell her, when you see this, this is what it means, and it's cool because Kayla likes to learn just like me. Do y'all notice that Kayla is becoming a character on my farm? Have y'all noticed that? Judy Sneed loves her some Kayla. just to let you know. But I know you followers, you know what I think is so cool is every time I read the comments, it always has Kayla in it. It's Judy and Kayla. It's no longer Judy, it's Judy and Kayla. And I really like that because if you've read my children's book and you watched my last video, I said it takes two to make a farm go right. And ever since Kayla stepped foot on my farm, she's changed my life. I'm gonna make her cry, but she has. She's changed my life. She is the most caring. Hang on. I wish I had some pink lipstick. I'll just tell you how she is. I've had several people work for me, like helping me clean and stuff. And this is the difference in Kayla and other people. Okay. She's gonna laugh. Okay. Is a lot of people that come here, they want to talk to me. They want to spend time with me and they want to talk to me. Kayla Duckett, she ain't sitting down. She is not. Like yesterday, she was out here working and I said, well, let's just sit down a minute because, or day before, I said, let's just sit down a minute because the lady's coming to get the piglet. And she was like, no, you just stay right here. I'm going to go out here and work. Like she ain't sitting down and she ain't eating lunch and she's barely taking a sip of her drink. Okay. She's coming here and she's working her hours from 10 to 2 or whatever she works. She is going to bust her A double the entire time. She is not sitting down taking a Coke break. Okay. She is not doing it. Okay. She is going to give it her all from the time she gets here to the time she leaves. And that is it. And sometimes like yesterday, I was like, how do you not eat lunch? Like I'm about to starve to death. Like she don't, because in her brain, she's like, I'm at work. Okay. I'm at work. And when I get off work, I can eat. I'm going to eat breakfast before I get here so that I have the energy to last me. And when I get off work, I can go eat. That is how she is. I wish that she took a lunch break. I do, or snack break or something, because I don't know how she does it. I gotta eat. Fat girl gotta eat. I gotta eat my lunch. But she's wide open, and she's helped me so much because she is. I call her a social media queen because she has the people she watches and she's pretty loyal to them. And so she brings back ideas to me. She's like, well, such and such is doing this. I think you should do this. Or such and such did this. You should try this. Or such and such got, like she told me about Cog Hill in the sand, and what she told me exactly what to buy because a bunch of Cog Hill followers sent them all kinds of sifters to sift the sand, and they did a test. Well, Kayla knew. She's like, you need to buy this. You need to do this, because she knows where I don't always have a lot of time to sit and watch other channels. So she's like my person who goes, okay, Judy, you should try to change this, or you should do this. Or she's like Judy's brain. Like, you know what I'm saying? So thank you. A lot of you send her gifts, and thank you for doing that. I would rather you give to her than me. I'm just telling you. I would rather, if there's something that like you feel in your heart that you want to do, I would much rather you to give to her than me. Just saying. I forgot to put on my mascara. I'm talking and I'm forgetting. But what you see, she's exactly the same. No, she's not. No, she's not the same on camera as she's in person. On camera, she's a little shy. She is not shy at all in person. But on camera, she's just like, hey, Kayla, I'm like, she is so not like that. She's more, she talks louder. She's very soft spoken. I always have to turn the volume up when she records because she's so soft spoken. And, I have to turn the volume down on me. And when me and her together talking, I'm loud as crap and she's soft as crap. And I'm like, I can't use this video because I got a big mouth. And if I turn my volume down, you can't hear her talk. So like, I don't know if you guys are going to get to come in April, but the April Petals from the Past event, they've done it for 3 years and it's really held by Coghill Farm. And they get a lot of channels together, YouTube channels, and it's a meet and greet. It's a lot of fun because it's at this beautiful nursery and they have antiques there and they have plants, they have gift shops, they have food. And then the YouTubers are there for you to come meet us. And Kayla's going to be at my booth. So I told her, I'm like, girl, you going to start getting recognized at the Girly Doctor. So just get ready for it. Get ready for it. Can you believe I got recognized at the Girly Doctor? Oh, dear Jesus. That's the last place you want to be recognized when your daggum legs are in stirrups. Just saying. But thank y'all for being so supportive of not just me, but Kayla too. She is precious. Her whole family is. I love her whole family. I feel like the other day she was telling me that her stepdad took them to the Bright Star, or is it Blue Star? Bright Star? I think it is. I don't know. And I was like, am I not a kid too? Like he forgot to invite me? I thought I was part of your family. Oh, I'm just playing. Me and mascara do not get along anymore as I've gotten older. I don't know how to put it on. What are y'all talking about? You know what? Cheryl Guess. I'm going to promote her. She's getting a promotion. She is definitely getting a promotion. Cheryl, she's the first one on. Okay. Like she's here before I'm here, but she is literally the first. Like I can remember I would sign on like, I don't know, 30 minutes before I was supposed to go live, and Cheryl be on there at 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, she is getting a promotion. She is. I hadn't decided what I'm promoting you to yet, Cheryl, but just know you're getting a promotion. I kid with everybody and tell them when they get here early, they're trying to search for promotions. But I feel like Cheryl is kind of the leader of the pack. Like Cheryl is the leader of the group that gets here before me. I promise you, Cheryl's going to be the first one on board. Just saying. Just saying. She is an early riser, and I feel like she's one that started. I don't know. I feel like y'all need to have a club name. The people that get here before me, y'all need to group together and think of a club name. I don't know what your club name's going to be, but I feel like Cheryl needs to everyone needs to coordinate with Cheryl, and Cheryl's going to make the final decision of the club name that gets here before I go live. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can't get here live on Facebook before me. You can only see me when I'm live. If you want to get in the club, the Cheryl Guest Club, okay, you need to go to YouTube and you can sign on early and chit chat with these wonderful people that come. And it's not just women, it's women and men. And listen, if you need encouragement and you need a friend and you need to know that you're not alone, you need to join the Cheryl Guest Club, because they are beautiful. Those women know how to dance, okay? And if you need to be lifted up, the Cheryl Guest Club, they're going to lift you up and they're going to tell you good morning, and they're going to tell you that they're glad to see you and they're glad you're here, and you can tell them what's going on with you and they'll lift you up. They're wonderful. Maybe we should just call it the Cheryl Guest Club. I don't know. But if y'all come up with a club name, but again, I think that Cheryl needs to make the final decision on what the club name is. Just saying. So maybe y'all can discuss it Monday when you get here before me. All right, guys. It is the weekend. Okay, so we're going to have a good time this weekend, right? Because I have tours nonstop, and I have all these people coming today, and I'm excited. And I hope that I know how to read my book. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for supporting my farm. And thank you for encouraging me each and every day not to sit it out. You have choices, right? You can sit it out or you can dance. And today and this weekend, I hope you dance. And I'll see you Monday. Love you. Bye.